All right, here's the van, 2016 Ford Transit. It's the tallest, longest version. You can see we got roof rack up on the top. We've got the lights. They're not actually hooked up yet, but they're all installed, ready to go, so they need to be hooked up. It has dual wheels here, so you'll see the two in the front, and then it's got two on either side in the back here. So nice dually, which makes for quite a smooth ride. And then so we come around here to the side, got a big full door opening, and you'll see the start of the kitchenette section here. We put carbon monoxide smoke detector in as well if you're running anything propane in here. And this is an electrical box with a bunch of stuff in there. That's some speaker wiring that was in here, and we have a table that fits right here actually, but because we have a baby, we had to take the table out and we put the car seat in there. We typically would keep our cooler down in this area and other stuff under the seat, but then there's an extra spot here for another child or I don't know, a dog or a person. My wife would usually sit back there with the baby if she needed help, so that's what was there. All this silver stuff comes down. This is obviously just covering the windows. It's a Reflectix material, and these are all pretty heavily tinted because this was originally a passenger van that's been converted. So those do really well actually at keeping out the sun and keeping the heat or the cool in. And then all of this you're seeing doesn't look great, but it used to look like this, and I have the other parts for it. But the reason that this is down right now is we were working on the van, and what you'll see here is some ducting that used to be here because this was a transport van that was converted, and people who we bought it from, they added all this stuff on here. And then we were working on taking it out to create more space because the cabinets hung over the bed here and you used to hit your head on one side. So what we did was take out the back wall, so it was all the way open. We extended the bed out so it's in between a queen and a king size bed, and we pulled this off in hopes of finishing things out. So that's why that's there, but you can kind of see if I walk around back how much space these were taking out, which is why we got rid of this, to make sure it was good. Just, you know, I'm 6'2", a little over 6'2", with shoes on, and I still have 1.5 inches or so of space, so pretty tall, nice setup here. While I'm over here, we do have the sink, and it doesn't have an automatic pump, but if you come down here, we've got a gray water and a clean water. So this is the fresh and this is the gray water, and then we have a manual foot pump that's built in here. And yeah, the water just runs nice like that. You have a spray feature, so pretty nice solid sink that we've got running here. And then you've got all these cabinets as well, so we would store a bunch of different things here, lights and tools and such. We kept propane for heaters and cooking in here, trash bags, and then we kept some other stuff down here. And then we would keep snacks and food and things like that in all of these extra cabinets. So you actually have quite a bit of space. Should I get that to expose a bit better? Within each of these cabinets. I mean, I can reach a whole arm in there just to give you an idea. It's fairly deep. And then you have all this up here above as well. And then tons and tons of storage underneath the bed here. So I can, again, I'm 6 feet long or so. I can lay down all the way here, so we can fit quite a bit here. And we have both sides. So we used to keep our dog here. We put his bed and put stuff there. And there used to be a few other things in here that we've torn out to kind of open it up to make it a little bit bigger. And that's why you see this paneling that doesn't quite make sense. They were going to put a shower in here, but for a big person like me, it was a little bit too big. So our plan was to build in kind of an L-shaped couch situation here that we could put the toilet in and maybe some other components, maybe a small fridge or some electrical stuff. We'd kind of debated on what we were going to do that way. This seat could also come out as well if you didn't need it, and then you would have a lot of space. But to give you an idea, I mean, you got quite a bit of space here. If you're looking back, good amount through there. So let me take you on the back. Perfect lighting for this today. So on the back side here, I'll back up just a bit. you can get an idea of what's up there. So if you look here, you can kind of see the shelf that's still there. So you had the equal thing on this other side, and that's why we took it out, to create a little bit more space when we're hitting our head on things. And if you look closely, the old heating and cooling units, it was taking up quite a bit of space. So my plan was to pull the rest of that out and then redo the cabinetry up on the sides. So we'd leave cabinets all along the side, and then we wouldn't put cabinets on this side until we got past the bed, and we would put cabinets up above there. There's this old heating and cooling unit, and I have all the parts for it, so if you really wanted to hook it back up, you could, but I couldn't get it to work. So I was going to rip this out, but it's hooked up to the engine for the heating and cooling component, and you just have to make sure that you tie off and tap off the right pieces in the engine before you do that. So that's why I haven't done that one yet. But yeah, just to give you an idea, quite a bit of space, and the bed is super comfy. It's 10 inches of memory foam. We bought this brand new and then custom sized it to fit, and reinstalled all this here. We also have a hitch, a class 3 hitch installed here. It can do 6,100 pounds, so I'd call 6,000 pounds very safe. So you can tow that much with it. We used it for bikes primarily, and yeah, those are some of the basics. So it's a great van. It drives really well. You got the big doors. I already talked about the wheels. These are all parking and backup sensors. You do have a backup camera here as well, which makes for really nice. And then I have some measurements for the roof up on top. We didn't get solar up there yet, but plenty of space. You could probably fit 3 commercial solar panels if you wanted to really deck out the energy needs. But yeah, this is a fantastic van, a little over 71,000 miles, and runs great. Let me know any questions you have.